Good morning. It is Friday, May 15th, albeit a dark, rainy, gloomy Friday, May 15th, but Friday, May 15th nonetheless. However, to those of you who live in any of the low-lying areas, I'm keeping you in prayers today as we are under flash flood advisories and flood warnings. I hope everything stays dry for you. The past couple of days, I've been reading on the internet and in the news and listening to different radio reports about the pandemic. And there are some people out there who are saying that this pandemic has been created by different political groups in order to better take control. And I think to myself, how ludicrous. You know, there are many experts out there, experts who tell us that they're experts. Experts who would have to have quote marks around their names because they just claim to be, but don't know a whole lot. Then again, there are the real experts, those who have been schooled in pandemics, those who have been schooled in all sorts of infectious diseases. And even many of them would tell you that they're quite confused as this pandemic goes on because it has shifted a bit. But they are the ones to whom we should listen. They are the ones who will have the answers for us. And again, I think to myself, if this were really some kind of ploy, how come the entire world is consumed by it? There have been many places in our world that have been devastated by this pandemic. Some of those places are beginning to come out, and we hope to learn lessons from them as they begin to go back to work or begin to go back to school, as they try to start up their lives again. And we're hopeful that they can do so in such a manner as to not have a second wave of COVID-19 affect them, because that will definitely tell us what we can best look toward in our own future. But we need to listen to the real experts. We need to listen to their advice. Yes, we have to do as much as we can, as soon as we safely can, to open things up so that our economy doesn't continue to crash, or so that people don't lose livelihoods or lose livestock or lose their lands. But this is a real danger, and we need to take caution. Especially now, as many of the states are beginning to lift their restrictions, and as people try to go back to their former way of lives. We need to make sure that that doesn't take place too quickly so that we end up with another cycle of infection. We entrust ourselves into God's hands, and we ask Him to give the grace and wisdom to our experts that they need to help us navigate the fields right now, the fields of this pandemic. We pray that as many people as possible can be kept safe from this. And we pray that shortly the world can resume its normal course. But when it does, I hope we have learned a lesson about how to deal with one another, how to care for one another, how to help one another. God bless you this day and every day of your lives.